She's like all camera ready today. You look fabulous.
Learning from the best.
This is what I started reading last night, you guys. 600 pages of awesomeness, and this book is so good, and it's so easy to read. Like, honestly, I'm on page 25 already, and the introduction is several pages, and I'm going to guess that I will be done this book by the end of the week. Like, I don't want to work this afternoon. I just want to sit and read. That's all I want to do. So it is that good. Like, the stuff that I am underlining inside of here, one wrong person in your circle can destroy your whole future. It's that important to surround yourself with the right people. Like, it's just a juicy, juicy, great, great, great book. So, you know, Heather, I still have like a little tiny bit of Blue Ocean left to finish, and I get so excited about starting Tribe of Mentors. I always like to be a little bit ahead on my books so that when we do the weekly action update emails, that I've got something to share with Diana. If I'm not reading ahead, then I can't do that. So I thought, well, I'll get ahead on this and get some stuff that I want to talk about and then go back to Blue Ocean. So I still have, like, not very much, just a tiny, tiny bit left in Blue Ocean. It's over there on my thing. Okay, so it is 12 o'clock on the nose, and we are ready to go. So we've got quite a few people here already, which is great to see. Thank you guys for being here on time. I see the numbers keep going up, so there's more people that are joining. I'm excited to share this with you because bots are nasty. They have such a bad rap and nobody likes bots. And I have been having fun playing with my bot, and so I want to teach you guys today some really great things that you can do with chatbots on Facebook. And the reason that I invited Cassie to help with this webinar today is because I don't know how to do it. The truth is, I don't know how to install a chatbot. I could figure it out, I'm sure, but I have a team. And I have Cassie, who is super, super smart, and she is actually the one who was nudging me early on saying, you need to set up a chat bot. And so she is the person who has helped me with this. And so instead of me getting her to just, you know, create the steps so that I could share with you, I thought it would be best to have her here because she is the one who's played in the application. So thank you, Cassie, for joining us.
Yeah, it's my pleasure. I'm super excited.
So for those of you who are, I'd love to know in the chat, is this your first webinar with me or have you been on webinars before? Because if you're not familiar with who Cassie is my sanity. She is the right hand in my business. Cassie has worked with me for, I think she's in her 7th year. Is it 7? Yeah, 7 years. And prior to that, we worked together at TELUS. I've known Cassie since she was a cute little college kid. And now she's a sassy mom. And, you know, Cassie, you're just amazing. And I'm so grateful that you're part of my world and that I get to work with you and that it's been this long. So it's really fun for me to do this with you. I know I'm making you super uncomfortable. I love it. I love it.
Still working on compliment receiving.
I know. I know. Okay. So I'm going to share my screen so that we can get started. And I am going to open my slides up all fancy. Ooh, I can't see them. Hang on. There we go. All right. So welcome to Ethical Bot Marketing, how to grow your business using bots in an authentic manner. And of course, that's really important to me because one of my values is integrity. And I don't want to advocate that anybody does anything that is spammy that can impact your business's reputation. So this is going to be really good today. All right. It will be really good if I can figure out how to click down. All right. So, Jen, what the heck is a bot? I figured somebody would want to know that. So a chat bot is a computer program designed to simulate conversation with human users, especially over the internet. So a bot there are many, many different types of bots. And for the purpose of today's webinar, we are going to talk about chatbots, because chatbots, I believe, are the future of customer service and engagement in your business when used the right way. So essentially, it is a computer program that you can train to do certain things for you. So it gives you the example here. Chatbots treat conversations like they're a game of tennis. Talk, reply, which means that you talk to them, they reply. You talk again, they reply. And so you have to program the replies, though, and that requires thinking about what you want your chatbot to do. So Julie just asked a question in the chat. Will there be a replay in case I want to go over something? We are recording. I can't see the recording anymore, but it's still recording. Isn't it, Cassie?
It is. Yep. We're still good.
Perfect. So we are recording, and yes, I'm going to provide you with a way to get the recording, but you're going to have to talk to my bot to get the recording, because one of the best ways to take what you learn and actually remember it is to apply it. So there's going to be a little bit of an application-based learning involved in getting the replay. All right, so there are good and bad bots. Bots really have a bad rap. And at the bottom of this post, or below this image, there is a link to a blog on HubSpot. And Cassie, I don't know if you can grab that link from the presentation on your end or not and dump it into the chat, but it basically talks to you about the different types of bots, good bots versus bad bots. So in some cases, people create fake profiles that are run by bots, and they mislead you into thinking that you're talking to a real person, whereas it's a bot. You may have heard that Twitter scrubs their bots on a regular basis and closes down bot accounts. Same thing happens on Facebook. These are essentially, accounts that are being run by computer scripting and code. So that you can use bots to do good when you are very transparent about how you use them, but there's also lots of ways to use bots in a way that is not good. Now, because chatbots are relatively new to Facebook, I am going to make a very strong prediction. Marketers are going to screw this up, and they're going to make everybody hate chatbots because they are going to use them to spam the heck out of people. If you remember back in the olden days of Facebook, when we first started using Messenger on Facebook, you used to get people harassing you all the time, wanting you to buy stuff, and then they created those other inboxes to try to filter all of the marketing messages. So, people are going to use bots in bad ways, but that doesn't mean that you have to use bots in bad ways. You can use bots in an ethical way, a transparent way to help you communicate with your clients. I want you to think about bots as a little bit of automation that helps you to be responsive to your customers. For example, if you go to my website and you want to download something that I have on my website, you typically enter your name and email address. And when you enter your name and email address, it's not me on the other side sending you what you just asked for. It's automation that I have set up through Infusionsoft. So when you're using a good bot, it's like you are predicting what somebody might ask you, or you are facilitating what somebody might ask you, and you're using your bot to communicate on your behalf when you can't be there. And I'm going to show you all of that, and we're going to walk you through how to set these things up today as well. All right, so why are chat bots good? There are 5 reasons that I think chatbots are really helpful. One is speed of response. So I'm going to use Azamara Cruise Lines as an example. I want to book a cruise to the Mediterranean next year. And last Thursday, I sent them a message on Facebook and I asked them, when they were going to release promotions for their 2019 cruises, because they had a really great promotion on right now where you buy one seat, you get the second half price, and they're offering free Wi-Fi. And the cruise that I want to go on and the room that I want is a $10,000 room, which means that for two of us without a promo, it's $20,000. Whereas if we get the second one half price, we save $5,000. And I have cruised with Azamara before, and I know that they regularly offer promos. So I just want to know, when will the 2019 promo start so that I can plan? Well, I sent this message almost a week ago, and I just got a response today. If they had a chat bot, they could have automated a response that said, hey, thank you for your inquiry. We are not as active on Facebook in Messenger as we'd like to be, so we've set up this cruise bot to help you. If you have questions about promotions, click here. If you'd like us to call you, click here. They could have, if you'd like to email us, click here. They could have facilitated a much better experience, and then I would be talking about the great experience instead of talking about the fact that it took them 5-6 days to get back to me. So you can use your bot to expedite how quickly you get back to people. You can also program keywords. So if you really think and you pay attention to what are the common things that people ask you in Messenger, you can identify keywords and create predictive responses. Now, you can run into problems with keywords too, and I'm going to talk about that a little bit later. So you want to make sure that you are framing and explaining the response. So let's say you programmed a keyword that said, I don't know, coaching. And my bot replied and said, hey, you want to learn more about Lisa's coaching? Here's a couple of links where you can get some coaching. Well, what if that was one of my clients who actually said, I'm not happy with your coaching? Hopefully they would never, first, not be happy, and second, send me a message on Facebook through my page. But let's just say it was a negative interaction with the word coaching. If instead of assuming that somebody wanted to buy something, I could use that word to say, hey, this is Lisa's bot. She's not available right now, so I'm replying on her behalf. I noticed you used the word coaching. Would you like some information about coaching, or do you have a message that needs to specifically go to Lisa? You can literally facilitate that type of dialogue using keywords, but it requires you to think about what are the predictive words and what are the responses that you want. You can train your bots to provide information. So let's say, my upcoming MMM event. I could train my bot probably 60 days out from my event that if anybody types in event, or they type in MMM event or MMM space event, that we have a response that gives them, that says, hey, you just, this is Lisa's bot. You just typed in the word MMM event. Are you looking for A, tickets, B, location, C, hotel information, or D, did you have a different question? And depending on how they respond, we could have our bot trained to provide them with the right information. Number 4 is you can use your bots to build a subscription list. So if you think about the olden days of the internet, everybody said, build the list, build the list, build the list. The money is in the list. And so, there's a lot of people even today that are trying to build their mailing list. I predict that people subscribe to your messages on sites like Facebook will become more engaged than people in your mailing list. Right now, the average open rate for messages delivered via a messenger application through Facebook are about 85 to 90%. I'm guessing that you don't have an 85 to 90% open rate on your email list. But there's a downside to that we're going to talk about in a little bit. But I believe that if you want to build that subscriber base that allows you to send information to people in a manner that doesn't intrude in their regular email inbox in a way that allows you to capture their attention, this is probably going to be it. And then the other reason that chatbots are good is it's really easy to opt out. If you don't want to listen to the bot anymore, if you don't want to be subscribed, all you have to do is type in stop. And right away, the chatbot will stop sending you messages. And one of the things that we do in the ways that we communicate via the bot is we always let people know, if you don't want to be subscribed to these messages, just press stop so that they know that it's easy for them to get out, because there's nothing worse than being subscribed and not knowing how to be unsubscribed. All right, so how do you do this the right way? How you do this the right way is you need to think about common sense. And common sense is rarely common practice. So I am going to give you 5 strategies to do this the right way. 1, avoid spam. Nobody likes spam. Nobody. It belongs in a can, and you probably shouldn't eat it either. So don't send it to people via your chatbot. Nobody likes it. Don't do it. The first way to screw things up is to send spam. The second is don't repeat everything that you send to your email list, to your subscribers, to your chatbot, because you may have people who are receiving duplicate content. So they're getting your newsletter or your blog via your email, and then you're sending it to them again via your chatbot. Well, now you're being annoying. You're not being helpful. So you want to really think about what can you send, or how can you use your bot to get people to opt into what they want to receive via email versus via the chatbot. When you send out duplicate messages, if I'm getting the same information on Facebook as I am in my inbox, I'm gonna zone out. I'm gonna stop listening to you. So you want to think about, how can I do this so that, you know, the way that I communicate is engaging and helpful and fun, and people actually want to read what I am sending. Number 3, how do you do it in the right ways? You want to be super transparent. You want to tell people that they are receiving updates from a bot, a chat bot. Because if people think it's you and the chat bot doesn't respond in the right way, and there's a possibility that a keyword could be used and somebody used the keyword without even realizing it was a keyword, and they get a response that isn't the right response. You always want to frame and explain, this is being sent by we say that we're sending messages from a chatbot who's in training, so please forgive us for any mistakes that the chatbot makes. It creates a little bit of brevity, a little bit of fun and humor, so people know right up front they're talking to a bot. And at the same time, I monitor my inbox every single day, multiple times. So I am able to see if there's something that I need to respond to. I am not assuming that my bot is a replacement for me. As soon as you abdicate responsibility for connecting and communicating to your bot, you have a problem. Number 4, think about ways to use it in a fun and creative way. So I just told you guys that if you want the replay, you're gonna have to talk to my bot. That's it, you gotta talk to my bot. This weekend, I spoke at an event and I set up specific keywords to do some fun things with people who were in the room. Don't be boring. Boring is not fun. Think about some fun ways that you can use your bot and use keywords with your bot to deliver juicy bits of information that make the experience enjoyable for other people. And then give more than you ask. So if you're sending people information, you want to be really cognizant that you're not overloading people with promotional information. You know, buy my stuff, register for my webinar, download my book. People love to buy, but they don't so much like being sold to. So you have to market your marketing. I get that. I am a proponent of marketing your marketing, and I am a huge proponent and advocate of people using marketing to monetize their business. But if all you're ever doing is sending people promotional things, they're going to unsubscribe to your bot. So you need to remember that chat bots are a form of permission-based marketing, and you want to use promotional marketing sparingly, or you will lose the permission to talk to those people, just like you lose the permission when somebody is subscribed to your mailing list and you send them way too many promotions. You want to use your chatbot to deliver value, to deliver information in a way that makes you stand out and look credible in what you do, not in a way that comes across spammy and unthoughtful. Okay, so there's two ways that I want to share with you that you can use bots. And here's one way that Ryan Beauchesne is using a bot for Crusoe. So he is running an ad right now on Facebook, and it says, I may be smiling, but I'm still a little sad to see Facebook is decreasing how often you'll see stuff from my page. But I'm finding some interesting ways to keep in touch. Write a comment on this post and I'll send you a message on Messenger on how you can make sure you don't miss out on this very handsome face. So essentially what he's doing, he's being transparent. He's telling you, if you comment on this post, I will send you a message on Messenger. He's using sponsored stories to get people to interact. It's a really fun, creative way to do it. The only thing that I don't love about this is it doesn't tell people that they are subscribing to a chat bot. Now, he may do that in the follow-up email. I haven't tested it. I'm not sure if he does, but I believe transparency is really, really, really important, and that you've got to use creativity plus transparency plus integrity if you want your bot marketing to be effective. The second way, which I really like, is how we use bots. So if you go to my Facebook page, Cassie, do you mind dropping the link to my Facebook page in to the chat?
Done and done.
Okay, so my Facebook page is facebook.com/social media for your business. I want you to click on that link, and I want you to go to my Facebook page, and I want you to click on the send message button. And I'm going to show you how we have it set up. Oh, Cassie, you send it to all panelists. Same with the HubSpot one. You're going to send it to all participants.
Oh, I see. Look at all the things I'm learning today.
There you go. So there you go. So you should have it. It's gone out to all panelists and attendees now. So click on that link, go over to my Facebook page. If you haven't liked my Facebook page yet, give me a little bit of like love. That, you know, feeds my insecure, fragile ego. And then click on the send message button that you see. And then once you click on that send message button, you are going to see a get started button. Click on the get started button. And then what I want you to do is type in the word Betty. No other characters, just the word Betty. See, what I have done is I've named my bot Betty because I think it's fun and I think it's creative. So when you type in the word Betty, you're going to get a really fun response from Betty. Has anybody seen the response from Betty yet? Betty the bot, Lisa's bot. And you'll notice that the response that you get from Betty is very upfront. It's very transparent. It tells you that this is Lisa's bot. Lisa's busy right now, and that you are subscribed. And it tells you how you want to stop. We're super, super, super duper transparent about how you do this. So now what I want to do is I want to hand things over to Cassie, and Cassie is going to teach you how to set up a chatbot. So there's many, many different ways to set up a chatbot. You can use a site called ManyChat. That's the one that we use. There are other, if you just type in chatbot installation, you'll find other options, but the one we're going to teach you about is ManyChat. We are not an affiliate for ManyChat, so I'm not attached to whether you use ManyChat or not, but so far it's worked really, really well for us. And on the screenshot, you can see an example of how the bot is communicating with somebody and sending them really, really cute pictures of cats, which I, of course, like because, I'm an animal person. There is also an option to do advanced customization with bots. Now, I have not done this, but I know that Michelle Wedger from Venture Creative Collective does some coding, like custom software design for customized bots. So this is a simple bot install. If you're looking for something more custom, you're probably going to need to hire a firm like Michelle's in order to help you do that. I would probably suggest that before you go all custom, that maybe you consider a simple install. You definitely want to be super, super clear on how you want your bot to be automated if you're going to go the custom route. There can be huge benefits to doing that, but before you do that, you need to have a little bit of clarity. All right. Okay, so Cassie, how do you want to do this? I guess you probably want to share your screen, right? Because I don't know if you can.
You know what? I'll just let you know when it's time to go to the next screen because I didn't turn on the PowerPoint on my end.
Okay, perfect. So you just tell me when to go next.
All right. So it's my turn, and I think you guys will be happy to see that it is pretty easy to get started with ManyChat. Like Lisa said, we have really enjoyed this chatbot. It has been easy to maneuver and learn, and I haven't found any glitches with it yet. And that's always a great way to impress me when it comes to automation.
I'm just putting the link in here in case anybody wants to go. It's manychat.com.
Yeah, perfect. So before you get started, just be sure you're logged into your own Facebook profile. Head to manychat.com and select Get Started for free. Sign in on the next page. If you want to go to the next one, Lisa, it'll click that blue button. Standard Facebook connection will pop up, authorize, and you're good to go. So on the next slide, you'll see it will list any of the Facebook pages that you have connected to your profile. For the setup for the webinar, I just used a test setup page, which is why there's no profile picture there. If I had multiple pages, I could choose to connect 1, 3, or all of them, whichever one I wanted to go with. On the next page,
would connect them. If you were to connect them all, Cassie, does it connect the same autoresponder to each page, or does it allow you to segregate the responses based on the page?
That's a great question. It allows you to segregate the responses based on each page.
Perfect.
Everything has a default in ManyChat, so the defaults are all automatically set up. But you can go in and edit all of those.
Awesome.
All right, so on the next page, you'll see that the first page you'll be brought to is your bot's settings. In here, this is where you'd want to customize the greeting text. The greeting text is the first thing someone sees the first time they message your page. You're limited to 160 characters for this section. Some people refer to it as a message, but it's not a message. It's sometimes even just a two-liner. But basically what it's doing is it's introducing the fact that you're using a bot, and it shows the words "Get Started" underneath that text. And your users have to press the button in order to continue on with the ManyChat features.
The Get Started button?
Yes, the Get Started button.
Or they have to press the greeting. Do you have to have greeting text?
You don't have to have greeting text. And if you don't have greeting text, if you don't customize it, then it will actually just default and show the About section of your Facebook page. Cool. I personally think editing it helps give a little bit of context as to why there's a button in front of you that I have to press in order to send anything else, because they won't be able to send any other messages until they press Get Started.
So if I go to my page right now, would I be able to see that? So if I go to my page and I click on Send Message,
You are not a first-time user messaging your Facebook page.
Right.
So one of the things to know is the greeting text only shows up for the first time a user interacts with the page or messenger. The button is provided by Facebook, and it's a mandatory feature for every chatbot. You also can't change the text that's on the button. So the button has to say get started.
Okay. And what do you recommend for copy in this box?
What I did, and if you want to move to the next screen, I'll show you my example text.
Okay.
The great thing is with the bots, you can add in, first name autofields or full name or page names. You could put in some emojis. I still have a few characters left. I could have put in another 44 characters, but I kept it short and sweet. And I basically like to explain that they have to click get started in order to keep messaging. Because as chatbots become more regularly used, more people will understand that. But right now it's not as common. So a lot of people are like, why do I have to hit this button? What's happening?
Exactly.
So if you go to the next screen, Lisa, you guys will see that you can preview this, and it shows you the way it would look in mobile. And now you guys can see it also at the bottom, right before the Get Started button. There is a little gray default text that is also provided by Facebook. And it just lets you know that you have to press it to get started. So Carla, you asked a question, how do you customize the message to get the user's first name? Lisa, if you can go back a screen for a second. When you're writing your text, in the bottom right-hand corner, there's the smiley face, the little head, and if you press the little head, it gives you the options that are available when you're in ManyChat. So you can select it to autofill first name, last name, full name, your page name, and there's one other field. I can't remember what it is. Oh, your page ID.
Guys, don't worry too much. At the end, I'm going to tell you how to get Cassie to do this for you if you want. So don't be stressing if you're like, oh my God, I'm never going to remember this. Awesome.
Thanks, Lisa. So let's move ahead past the preview page. Once you're happy with it, all you have to do is click save and it's good to go. The next thing I recommend you do once you have your customized greeting text is go and set up your welcome message. So the welcome message.
That's my message that says, hey, I'm Betty, Lisa's bot.
Yes, it is. So as soon as you get a new subscriber.
And don't let anybody fool you. Those messages were designed by me. Rishi on my team was pulling my chain last night saying that I wasn't that funny, that Cassie had to have written all that stuff. That was me.
Yes, we should be clear. I inputted it, but Lisa told me everything that needed.
I wrote it.
It's on the record now.
Yes.
So yeah, as soon as you get a new subscriber, which means they've hit that button that says get started, the welcome.
It's actually pretty funny. I'm sorry, I should have cut Cassie off. But Rishi sent me a text message last night and was basically razzing me that, Cassie did a really good job. She was super funny with all those messages. And I was like, what are you talking about? I wrote those messages. Well, then he sent a text message to Cassie and I get a message from Cassie. Rishi is 100% a liar.
Rishi likes to stir the pot and cause trouble on the team. And so he sent me a screenshot showing me that he told Lisa, I said I wrote it all, which obviously would never have happened. Lisa's the funniest person on the team. And so he's just stirring pots all over the place. Yeah, we have a lot of fun here at the Lisa Larter group.
Yeah, we do.
Little stinker.
Sorry, I totally took you off your game. I'm sorry.
Ah, that's okay. It's easy to go back. So you've got your subscriber. They've hit the get started button. The next thing I recommend happens is the welcome message should be sent. And I use this kind of as an icebreaker. You can put in as much as you want into the welcome message. You can have multiple fields, images, all sorts of stuff. So it's different from the greeting text where you're limited to 160 characters and you can't add anything else. So this is the first message people actually receive from your Facebook page. And it's the best opportunity to introduce people to your page, provide more details, share any other important intro information. Your new user will only receive it once, so it's just like the greeting text in that way. And it's just the very beginning of corresponding and building that relationship with your new user. The other cool thing about the welcome message is that by interacting with it, subscribers can be given all sorts of call to actions. So you can give them direction to, call you. You can set certain actions to tag people on how they interact with your welcome message. You can subscribe them to a sequence, a different flow of messages that come up. There's so many actions. It's amazing. It's very similar to a lot of things you can do with your newsletter provider. So if someone's using Infusionsoft or what's the other ones? Constant Contact. You can do a lot of similar things that you do in Constant Contact and Infusionsoft with flows in ManyChat with your Facebook page.
So can I ask you a question? If I ask someone, would you rather receive my blog updates here than my mailing list? And they replied yes. You can use your keyword to segment your list. Is that what you're saying?
100%.
It's beautiful. And then down here, you've given them a blog post and it says, get reading. CTR, guys, stands for click-through rate. So you would actually be able to see the percentage of people who clicked on the link over to your website. And you can also see here how many people it was sent to, how many opened, and how many clicked, which is amazing.
And just to further to that, the CTR percentage that you're seeing on the screen right now, that's only visible to you as an admin and ManyChat. All the people, all the user would see is get reading. Yeah, really great things. And all you have to do to set up all those things I just mentioned is set up buttons and set up different actions with each button. I'm not going to go through all of those different details because that would be a much longer webinar. But they are there. If you to set up the navigation for this automation and customize your welcome message, you can see on the left-hand side of the screen, it's under automation, welcome message. To go in there, you then click the edit message button in the top right-hand side. And if you go to the next screen, Lisa.
And everything you're showing so far is what's free with ManyChat,
free,
right?
Free.
Cool.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Another great thing about using ManyChat as a Facebook bot.
Awesome.
So on the next page, I'm in the edit mode of my welcome message. The nice thing is ManyChat auto saves like every couple of seconds. You don't have to worry about typing a bunch and doing a bunch of features and fancy stuff and suddenly something crashes, it's not there. I've yet to actually lose anything, which again, I love. And at any point you can preview. You'll see those options on the top right-hand side. So I have my arrow here pointing. You'll see at the top of the screen, we've got a PS. I always like to include that, you are now subscribed to receive messages from us. And like Lisa mentioned, we always include the instructions on how to opt out of that. And this at the bottom of the screen is just kind of a high level view of all the different things you can do. So you can have a text box, which is like my PS. I can add an image. I can add a card. I can add a gallery of cards. Cards are images that are clickable to links. You can add a list, audio clips, video clips, small video clips. It's not for very large videos. We couldn't add in this webinar replay, for example. We'd have to add a link. You can attach a file. So if you wanted to deliver, maybe your opt-in freebie to your new user, you could attach it directly there. Because, as quickly as we can provide things to people, the less clicks, the less steps, you often have a better engagement with them.
Well, yeah, I'm even thinking about this presentation, right? Like we could put this thing into a PDF, and if somebody, we haven't programmed this, guy, so it won't work, but if you typed in the word bot PDF, we could literally send you the PDF with the steps, and that would be cool because you wouldn't have to go to a web page, enter your name and email address, click a download button. So I love it. It's so much fun.
And even though the user's only done, one step by pressing the button to get it, they've still now have been tagged in ManyChat, and we can do other things with them later on because we can segment.
One thing that I will say, guys, that you want to do, especially if you are doing, sorry, I'm wrecking my hair and I can see it sticking when I talk to you guys. The one thing you want to be conscious of is if you have the Facebook Pixel installed on your website, you want to use ManyChat to get people to click over to your website for something if you can, even if it is to download something for free or, like when we give you the recording from this webinar, you'll click a link that will take you to a page on our website where you can watch the replay. But when we send you to that page, we've got the Facebook Pixel there, which allows us to capture the IP addresses. And if we want to remarket to people after the fact, we've built that website audience to do that. So, people are always like, oh, you need a list, you need a list, you need a list. Well, what if you were using Facebook ads to just get your content in front of people who were on your website audience? Like, why do you need a list? the idea is to get the information in front of somebody, and you can use Facebook ads to do that. So.
And I also think, Lisa, to piggyback off what you're saying, it's a little bit of a combination. Maybe one time you just need them click on that over to your website once to capture them in the pixel. Make the rest of it super easy and have it in here. ManyChat is actually your Facebook version of your list. You're building a list via Facebook.
Exactly.
So one of the things you'll notice here, we're in. Oh, go ahead. Yeah, go back 1 second. I just want to let know, again, for this tutorial, I've used an unpublished Facebook page. So that does mean that I couldn't actually hit publish or enable on this automation. So when you guys are doing it on your own, make sure that once you've hit publish, you also have this enabled so that it is actually active on your Facebook page. So go ahead, Lisa, you can go to the next page for me.
Okay.
Right. So here is just what I wanted to highlight, publish. And I forgot that that's where I had that. Thanks, Lisa. Sorry about that.
No problem.
All right.
I do that all the time. I add extra steps for myself to remember, and I talk ahead.
So we've got our greeting text. We've got our welcome message. In the welcome message, I could have kept going and add extra things. When you guys are on Lisa's page, you'll see that I like to keep it a little bit shorter. And then when you want to get into more, you could head into other features like keywords like the Betty.
I love the yes, no.
Me too.
So like, do you want this? Yes. Do you want this? No. Like I love the way that you can do that with the bot.
And with all the buttons that you put in, like a yes or no button or the Betty button that's on the welcome message, you customize that text. I mean, obviously there's a limit, but it doesn't have to be yes. It could be, for sure, if you wanted to have a little bit more personality, there's all sorts of different things. ManyChat's almost completely customizable, except for that getting started button. So now we want to talk about the unsubscribe from the bot. So we've talked lots about, this whole thing is all about being ethical. It's super important that your users know how and that they can unsubscribe from receiving messages from you. And ManyChat has already got this all set up as a default for you. And so all you need to do if you want to edit any of that is head over to keywords. So you see that on the left-hand side of your screen, keywords. And then you can see that there are two already set up. The first one is obviously subscribe, and the second one is unsubscribe. To edit this, simply, we're going to edit the stop one because I like to change it up a little bit. All you have to do is click on the name of the reply, which is unsubscribe from the bot. So if you do that, if you go to the next screen, Lisa, you'll be in a very similar edit screen as we were for welcome message. We're going to click edit, but before we click edit message, notice on the left-hand side, there are attached steps to this keyword. So if somebody clicks the unsubscribe button that they see in the message, then they'll receive unsubscribe successful. If they decide they get that, they also have a second follow-up says, are you sure you wanted to unsubscribe? If you actually wanted to subscribe back in, click here, which is why there's two steps in place. Okay. So you can go then.
Do you have to send both, or it's just an option?
It's just an option. And the actions are set up to only go through if you want them to.
Okay.
When you guys are looking at how to customize your unsubscribe, make sure you check out to see if you like the text that's in there.
Cool.
It's pretty easy. One of the things I like to do, so if you notice on the page, I like to put in the page name. I changed it to be sad to see you go. But that's all I wanted to. I just wanted to make sure that they knew that we wanted them around still.
Yeah, I like it.
And
I think there's things that we've just started playing with this, and I've been using it, guys, mostly when I'm speaking or when I do live webinars to get people to interact and get cool things. I did this really fun thing this weekend where I was speaking and I brought a case of my books and I got people to enter a certain keyword, and that keyword prompted a response to let them all know that I had a present for them. And it was really fun to be able to, do that in a group environment and see everybody get all excited about the response. So I think you have to be really thoughtful. I know that Carla's on here and she owns a retail store. Well, think about what you could do if somebody is in your retail store, and let's say you had some really inexpensive thing that you wanted to give away, and you got them to type in a word at the checkout to get their free thing. Or maybe they get a discount, like a 2% discount or something, if they type in the word discount when they're in your store that day. Like there's all kinds of, fun things that you could do on a retail side to help you get your customers to subscribe to updates, but also give them a little bit of love.
That's a really good point. There's so many different ways for all the different types of businesses out there.
Yeah, it's totally.
I love the idea of, even just a quick 2% off because they took the time to message your page.
Yeah.
So my last note about the unsubscribe option is you'll notice that they typed stop and weren't automatically unsubscribed. They still needed to confirm that, and that's what this message is doing. And that way you don't have anybody that uses stop through a sequence of other conversations. And It is an individual word, just the word stop, and then they get brought to this. Is that what you wanted to do? If you wanted to unsubscribe, for sure, here's the way out. If not, don't worry about it.
Right. Because guys, the thing that's important is that keywords are character sensitive. So you can't type in.
Interrupt you just for 1 second, Lisa. Sometimes they are not, but they are case sensitive. So if you had a phrase instead of a keyword, then it is important that you have the space in between each words.
Right.
So you're good.
Right. But if somebody puts an exclamation mark next to a word and I didn't program the word with an exclamation mark, then it's not going to work the way that you expected it to work.
Exactly.
So a little bit of precision is important.
It wouldn't work.
Right. Yeah. Exactly. So don't type stop in all capitals with 5 exclamation marks because you won't get unsubscribed. Okay. So a lot to take in, and this was just really basic setup. Could totally work well for real estate agents. If you think through some of the stuff that you could say, listing, looking to buy, looking to sell, have a question. You just have to pay attention to what are the things that people ask you. And if you start paying attention to that, you can totally customize your bot to respond on your behalf. But there's definitely a lot to do. And so I just want to talk a little bit about, are you a DIY kind of person? I remember when I first started my consulting business, and I still own my retail store, I got frustrated with my web guy because I really wanted him to follow up with me to make sure that my newsletter went out on time. And he wasn't following up and getting my newsletter sent out as often as I wanted him to. And so I decided, forget it. I didn't need him. I was going to be a DIYer and I was going to send out my own newsletter. Well, I logged into, I believe it was Constant Contact way back then, and I put together my own newsletter, and I, entered all the information, and I followed all the steps, and it took me forever to try to figure out how to do this, but I figured it out. And then the next day when my newsletter went out, the formatting, it was a disaster. And I was so embarrassed because it went to the wrong people and it looked bad and it made me look bad. So here's the thing. You need to know if you're a DIYer and you're good with tech and you know how to do this kind of thing yourself, or whether you're better to get somebody to help you and do it for you. And so we talked a little bit about this already. If you would like our help, if you would like, our team to help you with this integration, we are willing to do that for you. And all you need to do is go back to my page and type in install my bot with a space in between install and my. So install space my space bot. And I think it's $249, and we will do the complete setup attached to your page for you. We will go through, and somebody's at my door. We will do the welcome message for you. So that, this is hilarious. We'll do the welcome message for you so that is all set up, and we'll help you work through one keyword so that keyword also gives people the response that you want. Can you guys hear me, Cassie, or are the dogs too loud?
The dogs are a little bit loud. They're super excited about the bot.
Can you summarize what I just said?
Yeah, sure. So Lisa was just saying, well, the happy dogs went through all that, is that if you don't want to do it yourself and you would like to have someone set up your ManyChat for you, we have the keyword install my bot, or the key phrase, and that will give you guys the setup. We'll set up your greeting text, we'll input your welcome message, and we'll set up one action for you. So one keyword. So you can tell us the keyword and what action you want to take, and we'll get that all done for you. And it's just one click when you send in that install my bot phrase. I'm going to guess those pups are still barking because I can see Lisa laughing.
They're still barking. I'm like hoping there's flowers out in my lanai or something, but
yeah.
They're still barking. So guys, I want to move to questions now. So Cassie, Sue just asked a question. I think that's it for our slides. We're on to Q&A.
Yeah, there was another question just above Sue's about how it would work for a car salesperson.
A car salesperson. Oh, well, that would be great. Yeah, like, are you looking for a car? Yes, no. What make? New or used. Like, you just have to think through. It's almost like you need decision trees. You need to think about, when I'm buying a car, the first decision that I need to make is, do I want a new car or a used car? And then I need to decide, what make do I want? And then I need to decide, the model that I want and how much money I want to spend. So if you just start to think through, is it a trade-in? Do you want to buy? Do you want to lease? You could actually start to program a bunch of those things with responses. Okay, Cassie, are you still with us?
I sure am. I've muted myself because I feel like my headset was cracking there a little bit.
Oh, no, I didn't hear it at all.
Oh, okay, good.
Okay, so then is there a big difference between the paid version and the free version, Cassie?
With the free version, you will see the little message at the bottom of your messages, powered by ManyChat. That is removed with the upgraded version. There are some extra actions and filtering that you can do with the paid version. I haven't personally gone into details about the free versus paid because I've yet to come up with as something that I wanted gone.
Okay. Is there anything else with the paid version that would be of value?
I'm trying to think. Let me pull it up really quick and see if I can.
I'm sure there's some probably fancier stuff that you can do. We're using a paid version, are we not?
We are using a paid version.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Catherine, the link to go, if you want us to do this, would be facebook.com/social media for your business. I just typed it in. And then if you just type install my bot, you'll automatically be given the link. And our team would then contact you once you made your payment, and we would work with you to get that thing to get your bot installed and help you with the setup and the welcome message and the keyword message.
And I did just look, and one of the benefits that definitely jumps out for me using Pro is you have unlimited broadcast sequences instead of only 2 sequences a month.
Okay, there you go.
Yeah. There's also growth tools. They also have unlimited tags instead of a minimum of tags.
Cool.
Yeah, so I put the link into the chat with the benefits of moving to Pro.
Perfect. Another question, when you do the one keyword, would you show us how to proceed with more?
If you purchase the Install My Bot package? Yeah. Well, once it's set up, you'll be able to go in and duplicate it. If you wanted more help, though, well, that's definitely something that we could talk about and figure out what your needs are and figure out what the right options are for you.
Right. Okay, so we can show you how to add additional keywords if you want, and if you want more help from us to do more of that, then we can talk about what that would look like too. But I don't think it's that hard once you have the first one set up.
Yeah, once you have the first one set up, then it's a great basis for you to be able to go in and do more and edit.
Cool. Awesome. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Oh,
I,
right. So now I see who the car salesperson is. I think it's a fast car driver, not a car salesperson. But that's just my opinion. All right. Any other questions? I would like to implement the apps to generate my leads. It's a great idea. Okay. What else? Any other questions, you
Barbara had a
guys?
question. Did we answer that one already?
I don't know.
So Barbara asked, if you started with the free version, is it easy to upgrade down the road? 100%. At any point down the road, you just hit upgrade to pro and everything is done for you.
Perfect. Was this helpful to you guys? Did you like seeing what you can do with the bots? Is it interesting to you to see how you can utilize automation like this? Yeah, I really like it. I think it's really important that, you know, we are all at the forefront of technology, and that when new things are, you know, available for you to use as marketing, that you're learning how to do it in the moment. And the goal of this webinar was not to overwhelm you with multiple steps, but to show you a basic way. Oh, I didn't mean to turn your video off, Cassie.
That's okay. I just thought I'd let you know. Yeah, we definitely didn't want to go through a billion steps. The great thing about ManyChat is that there are lots of options. But I think if you get those basics set up, then it's a good starting point. I'd like to know, if you guys just want to say it in the chat, how many of you used the Betty keyword today?
Yeah, did you guys try it? It's cool, isn't it? Like, I love it. I love it when, and for me as a speaker, and I mean, it's the same if you have, Karen, it's because you type the word hi. You need to do just the word Betty. If you do just the word Betty, you'll get the response. But you have to press start now. So what I like is I love the delight and surprise when I'm speaking and I'm in front of a live audience and I tell them to do this, and then, you know, they do it and they see the responses that they get from this bot when I'm standing right there in the room. So, you know, it's a cool way to do it. I agree, Stephanie. There's a lot of information, and it might be a lot to read, and it moves kind of fast when it's coming in. But I think that, you know, part of what we're trying to do is over deliver and make sure that you know exactly how to unsubscribe, and also demonstrate some of the cool things that you can do. So,
yeah. And you can always, we've got delays set up between each message. You can increase those delays so that they can digest one message, you know, click around. We've put in gallery cards so you can pick through a couple different card options. So you can definitely adjust and play around based on different feedback. And yes, ManyChat does replace the messaging system that Facebook has set up if you do set up ManyChat.
Cool. All right. Well, thank you very, very much, you guys, for joining us today. Thanks for all the great questions. And we appreciate you being here. Thank you so much, Cassie. You did a stellar job of walking us through and showing us exactly how to do this. And I really appreciate you setting up so many keyword responses and helping me to use ManyChat. Because I have to tell you guys, when Cassie first approached me about using bots, I was very much like, no way. And I'll tell you why. I have seen bad things happen with bots where people have not been very mindful or thoughtful about how they use them. In one case, I saw someone over the new year, someone who is a, quote, internet marketer, and you know what that means, all bets are off. When you're an internet marketer, you can do anything. They programmed a bot reply anytime somebody used the word New Year. And so if they were connected to this person, they typed the word New Year in, their bot would do this, oh, come check out my thing, Happy New Year, blah, blah, blah. Well, this person actually typed something that said it was a lousy New Year. Their cat died. Yeah. And this bot literally showed up, and it was just so nasty that I never want communication to be so self-oriented that you take the human factor out of it. And so I tried into using bots very, very cautiously because I wanted to make sure that we did it with integrity and that we were very transparent about what we were doing and that we do not bug the crap out of people by sending messages nonstop, because I value and respect people that are A, on my mailing list, and B, subscribe to the chat bot. And so I want to make sure that we do it in a really positive way. So thanks very much for being here, you guys. Thank you, Cassie. And peace, love, and happiness. We will get the recording out to you guys as soon as we can. Bye for now. Sorry, Cassie, I don't know how to turn your video back on. I didn't turn it
That's all right.
off
Bye.
on purpose. Okay, bye.